welcome to Mystic Star Magic. I am beyond happy that you are here as we find out what's happening with you this week. So we have oracle cards, tarot cards, and charm chips. As you can see, I'm feeling like we're going to have a colorful week, so that's exciting. If you want to find out how to book a personal reading, check the description down below. If you want to find out about the oracles that I'm using, it's all in the description down below and all the cards as well. And if you want to donate to the channel, it's also in the description, and I appreciate that you even considered it. Just pretty much just happy that you are here. I'm trying to think of anything else that I have to say, and I feel like, no, let's show you the pile. So this is pile 1, and it's being covered. This is my whimsical oracle. This is pile 2, and that is We Love and Crystals of We Love and Tarot's Eye Candy Oracle. And then this is the third pile, and this is that covered by Animal Wisdom Self-Care by me. So we have all these different piles, so it's kind of exciting. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in, close our eyes, clear our mind, and now as we exhale, open our eyes, choose whichever pile draws you to it. Alright, let's do this. Hello, group 1. Let's see what's in store for you. Oh, look at that. There you go. That's a great vision right there. Let me cough in the background. I apologize. So let's see what's happening with you this week. Okay, so we have twin flames. So maybe for you, maybe you are connecting with your twin flame. But I also, when I look at that, I always think of your possibly a birthday's coming up or some sort of celebration. I also think about it as in that you are connecting with your both of your sides, right? We're looking at finding a little bit of balance, and here you're one of the, I think it's important to kind of find that balance, and I think looking at things in a positive light. Because if you actually, when I think about it, even if you don't even, let's say, follow the twin flame journey thing, there is a sense of, there's always this kind of pull and push, and there's this kind of a dynamic, right? There's always and well, that's the reason why twin flame readings are so popular, because there's always this, I feel like they're very complex. That's what I want to say. So it's like a complexity. And so when I look at the twin flames, and even here, it's like there's layers to it. It's not an easy journey, I guess. That's if you even think about it. Or if you, let's just think about it in terms of love. It's not always easy. There's always layers. There's always more to learn. There's always more to, discover. I actually think that is what it is. We discover more about ourselves, and we discover more about others as well. And so that's, I think, for me, that it, even if you don't follow twin flames, it's always that sense of discovering. It's always a sense of, I almost feel like a little bit challenged, and a little bit of growth is required here. But then even in that state, there's a sense of positive. So maybe I feel like this week is you are having positive expectations, and I love it. We do have this, which always reminds me of the Four of Wands. So there is celebration for me coming through here. Let's see what other things are coming here. Anticipation, yes. There is a sense of anticipation. Look at that. Positive expectation, right? You're expecting something. Something good is coming. And I feel like you're prepared. Look, because here we're getting ready to make the s'mores, and it's like you already have all the ingredients. You already have everything that you need to get everything going. So I feel like that's an important sense of what's coming this week. Let's see what your tarot tells us. We have the Queen of Pentacles, very beautiful. Have Strength, and we have the Chariot. Look at this. Again, positive expectations, positive things are coming your way. With the Queen of Pentacles, you're in your sense in I almost feel like you're in your power again. Like you are, you know, you are ready. That's what I want to say. You are ready. You're ready for this. You have been doing stuff, and I feel like you have been working on things. And I like the queen that it fell under the anticipation, because it is. You're ready for it. You are grounded. You already kind of, I feel like, have the vision of what you want, and you're ready for it. And you're just kind of waiting for it. But again, it's sort of like in a positive, I want you to like highlight that positive outlook. We do have the twin flame, and it actually, I love that these cards fell under the cards that they did, because it's looking at that. It's looking at this like little unicorn looking at this lion. It almost feels like you're looking at your both are very powerful, right? I feel like, but here the unicorns can be more a gentler source, but like the lion, the strength is very important. Both the yin and the yang here, I like that. Both the yin and the yang are powerful, right? And when they are balanced, they're especially powerful. So one cannot say that one is better than the other. There is a need for both in balance. So, and that's what I want to say about the, let's take it with the twin flames. Let's say divine masculine and divine feminine, and that's for me the yin and the yang. Both are necessary, but both are like, there is no one that is better than the other. There's a sense of both being there and necessary. And I have to say, like, both of them can also, like, I've heard a lot about toxic masculinity, but there's also toxic femininity too, if you have that. And then there's, it's trying to find that balance, right? And I feel like pushing one way or pushing another is too much. And here it is, though. Look at you. You are the Queen of Pentacles, right? So I feel like in that, and that's the positive aspect of yourself. It's being grounded. It's being nurturing. It's being caring. Yeah, that's what I feel. It's not like, it's not a demanding kind of energy. It's more of a positive thing. And I want to show you that, to me, actually, the strength is very much a feminine card. And the Chariot is there to balance that us out with the masculine, right? And I want you to see something else here, and it falls under the positive expectations. The Chariot here is this forward momentum. And it's also kind of good because it falls under that positive, because it's saying we're choosing the positive thoughts. We're choosing this energy. And so if you have this, it's like you can actually see that strength is also leading, like, the, or maybe here, well, if we're actually going to do in order here, and you actually see the progress here, the 7 and the 8, right? We have the Chariot, which is that divine masculine energy moving us, propelling us forward. But then we have the strength of the yin energy, right? So the yang energy carries us through, but the yin energy is what grounds us. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is what that is, I think, kind of making both of them, that energy, combining them in within yourself. So this is that week. I'm like, what, how is this related to your week? So let's go ahead and review this. This week is a need for you to balance both of your masculine and your feminine. That's the very thing. And for grounding your energy, allowing the masculine energy, divine masculine, to take you to prompt you to action, positive action, inspired action, and then grounding yourself, right? When you are, if there is a challenge here, grounding yourself with the strength of the yin energy. So I have to say, this is like a very, very lovely energy this week for you, because you have these two different, I don't want to say energy again. It's like you're balancing yourself, your yin and your yang. We also have, okay, so immerse, time to read a fun story. So when you are feeling, I feel like this is important because I did want like the self-care to be this week. Because the twin flames for me, it's like you're ready for it. Maybe you're ready for whatever happens next, but it's not quite there. There's momentum, there's movement, right? With the chariot, there's a lot of movement, but the strength there is almost feeling like it's getting ready to face any challenges. So what I'm seeing here, if even if there is momentum, right, it's not quite there. Whatever it is that you're not doing, you're in the progress. So maybe when you are feeling like, oh my goodness, there's too much, or when you want a little downtime, or if you want to ground yourself, immerse yourself in reading. Like there's some sort of knowledge that needs to come through here, especially when I feel like when you need to feel grounded, because that Queen of Pentacles feels like that. And look at this, look at this, look how beautiful this is. We have dance with life, do something to change your energy. And what is it that we're changing our energy with? Changing our energy to find this balance, find this joy. Look at the positive. Like things are happening. I feel like with the anticipation card there, it's like things are happening. It may just take a little bit of time. But you're getting there, my friends. Okay, let's see what you have. We have the, oh, look at that. We had the monkey, and then it wanted to turn into the shell. So we'll go with that. We have the little porcupine. We have the 8-ball, and then we have the check-off list. Alright, I feel like for me, the check-off list means to me, like, you know, doing action, taking action, not just being like, yeah, like accomplishment. You getting things done for yourself. 62, let's look at that. Look at that. Oh, I like that one. Okay, so a pearl created from strife. So anything like where I do feel like any obstacles, whatever it is, there's beauty that comes out of it. And I feel like that pearl for me is that Queen of Pentacles energy. That's what I feel like that. Yeah, so not approachable. Like, so when I was talking about that, how we say that there is like, well, there's a lot of like toxic masculinity, but I also feel like the aspect that isn't as brought up is the toxic toxic femininity, I guess. And for me, that is the hedgehog a little bit. It's the unapproachable. And I don't like, we tend to sometimes be judgmental. We tend to take whatever it is in the past, and then we kind of put up our shelf around it, like put our things. Or we also have a tendency to expect others to attack, right? We're in that expectation. So instead of that, I mean, like, and that to me, I feel like those are maybe just overall characteristics of ourselves, but that to me is that representation of a little bit of when our feminine is not aligned and is not in her power, right? And that energy. And I feel like that's important, because when we're not in our power, we tend to use our quills. We have a defensive, right? If we don't feel the strength, we put up a fake strength. We put up walls. And I feel like that's for me, it kind of is. So let's look at, and then the 8-ball. For me, that's like kind of like, yeah, there's like a magic to it, but it's also like if you're playing pool and if you get the 8-ball before it's, you know, like it's the last ball, before it's the last ball, then you have to kind of start over, right? You lose the game. So what I'm seeing here is, even though like there's this anticipation and things are changing and things are shifting, if you try to rush ahead of something, if you try to like you try to force a situation, that is not good. So good. All right. I actually wanted to make this a shorter reading, but somehow I came out a longer one. So usually happens, and that's okay. So I hope you like this reading. I hope it makes sense. Most of the time I'm not even sure if it makes sense. I just sort of say what comes out. So hopefully you got something from it, and if you did, please let me know, because it actually helps me confirm that I'm not crazy, that kind of thing. It's like, ooh. Alright, so thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy, sharing your time, and of course sharing your journey. I am sending you so much love and so much light until I see you in the next one. Bye bye, my dear friends. Hello, group 2. Let's find out what's happening with you this week. Oh my goodness. Let's see. We have scars and then we have insight. Okay, so this energy, and this is the eye candy by V11 crystals or V11 tarots. So what I'm seeing here is actually a very clear message. So whatever happened in the past, whatever, let's say, scars reminds me of the Three of Swords. Okay, now I'll look at that. And then, so that insight, it brings us like insight. What in the past we learned, it was like those lessons that we learned, they brought us insight. They almost feels like you get to see things in a different perspective. I also feel like, just looking at the waffles here, for some of you, it's an interesting energy, because I feel like for some of you, it's like somebody you meet also has scars, like, both emotional scars, both of you do. And there's like a balancing here. There's like a coming together because of that, because you have an insight, and it might not be just romantically. It might be somebody who's like friendship or something. It's for me, it's feeling like somebody you meet this week will have some sort of scars. You'll have some sort of like common ground, and you can understand them, where maybe they don't feel understood, or maybe there might even be a little bit of conflict there. But you can, if you use your insight, if you kind of understand, and also insight and intuition, I want to say, you could understand where they're coming from, because they're similar to you. Especially if somebody's challenging this week, look at them, try to understand them in terms of their scars are there. Yeah, we have deep there. Yeah. Let me squish that over. Here we have deep, and we have victory rates. Yeah, there's an energy of movement this week. At least for group 1, there was 2 as well. So dig deep. We need to like sometimes we have to release that baggage, and so we have to go deep within ourselves to see where those scars, or those like, I almost want to say, like, where we created like we created prototypes of like how we react to things. That's what I'm saying. And then if we can dig that out and gain insight from like those moments are important, because then that's where the victory waits. It's like you clear that energy that needs to be come through here. So we also have, look at this, we have this time to explore the world around you. And now looking at that though too, is also like sometimes we get too stuck in those scars. Sometimes we get too stuck in trying to, like try to like force things, like, we stay too stuck in our emotions. And so what I'm seeing here is that we need gather insights, understand those things, but then kind of like let those insights integrate and then move forward. Because I feel like being too stuck in that digging deep and being in the scars, it's like, nope. I want to say, like, the waffle is not any like more different. It's actually, waffles are yummy because it has those scars. I actually feel like those scars allow you to see into things, situations, and people in ways that you wouldn't have been able to, right? And then you could understand them. And I almost feel like this explore the world, I feel like there is maybe somebody who is needing your help. I don't know why, but it's like a person energy that feels like, not, if you're too stuck in your own thing, it just feels like, oh, that's another thing. I also feel like if you can kind of connect with, I don't know why it's a person, I just feel like it's a person who has been going through something. They might provide you with that insight, maybe especially if you talk to them. I don't know why, but I feel like there's a need for conversation here. but that's what we're gonna go with. And so I feel like that is like you're almost releasing whatever is happening with that conversation, because you understand, you're like, oh, I'm not the only one that went through this, and they might have the same kind of energy, like, oh, I'm not the only one that went through this. And then you're like, okay, it's like you can move on from it. So let's still go with this. We have, yeah, Ace of Swords. It's like some sort of clarity that you need. The Page of Pentacles and then the Four of Pentacles. Okay. And so the Four of Pentacles is really reminding me of that dig deep, but I feel like in the scars, I almost feel like you're kind of holding on to whatever it is in the past. You're holding on to it. You're like, this is of value to you. Like, yeah, so like whatever it is that those scars are, you're holding on to them. And what I feel like the universe is like, nope. It's like, this wasn't, like, in terms of like that aspect of the past was important in that you learned something from it, but you, not to stay stuck there. You need to move on, you need to move forward, and you'll see that other people have gone through it. And so it almost feels like, not to, and that isn't what makes you special. I feel like what I want to say is like, taking on like the scars, whatever it is, those scars aren't what makes you special. It's how you deal with them. It's how you grew with, like, from them. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope that it does. And there, I feel like this Ace of Swords is what's going to come here. It's like this clarity. It's like, oh, okay. And I really feel for me, it's like a conversation that you're going to have. That's important this week. Page of Pentacles. So for some of you, that is also like, I feel like, if you're worried about money, there is like money coming. It's not like it's the beginning of something. Or for some of you, there is just the beginning of a job. For some of you, I don't know why that is, but like, it's like this Page of Pentacles is just reminding me, like, it's the very beginning. We're learning something, but there is growth here, wherever it is that we're doing this week. Okay, and look at this. Trust the niggle. So whatever is niggling feeling trying to tell you, so listening to your intuition. I'm like, there's a darkness here, but then there's light here. It almost feels like a part of you lives in that darkness. A part of you lives in that, the gray. And I feel like the universe is saying, nope, come on out, we need you to come out. We no longer need to live in wherever that is. Because to me, that gray is like the old photograph. So it's like the past, a part of you is living it very much in the past. It kind of almost feels like you're a little bit stuck in the past. You need to move forward. We need to move you out of that energy. It's an interesting kind of like reading this week. So, but it's interesting. I like it. Let's see what other stuff we have for your charm chips. All right. Oh, and we have. All right. Let's look. Okay, those are it. And for me, that, like, I feel like that's the little double energy here. I feel like to me that is actually like, it's like the temptation. Bound by the material world. I don't, to me, that's not what I'm saying here. To me, it's, again, it's almost like using the past as a crutch, or using whatever scars as a crutch. And I'm like, I feel like, nope, you're ready to move forward. You're ready to move on. You're ready to have new adventures. I actually have to say, living too much in that sense of like, oh, this scar kind of defines me. I'm like, it's not so. It's like, it's the growth from it that does. Okay, maybe journaling might be a good idea. Writing, I feel like rewriting your story, possibly, or like writing a new story. It's like, I feel like some part of you, I don't know what it is, but it was really stuck in the past. I know I'm repeating myself, but I just feel like it's time for you to move over, like, and restart writing a whole new story here. So yeah, look at this. It's a rebirth. Yeah, the cat is like the rebirth. Dealing with the unconscious mind or hidden things. Maybe that's the scars and mystery and magic. I'm gonna actually say what's really here is maybe dealing with unconscious mind or hidden things. I feel like, again, because of that in the background there. Let's see. We also have Oh, Aries qualities. All right, so maybe somebody who's Aries. And I feel like there is a great sense of temptation here again, because there's the apple there, and then it's also the little devil guy. So that's that energy there. Forbidden fruit temptation, yeah. So be careful of staying in that energy. It's like I feel like there's growth here, but you maybe have a tendency to go back and try to relive whatever past caused stress or scars. Excuse me, my brain is a little bit funky right now. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this reading makes sense. If it did, please do consider telling me if it makes sense, if it resonated at all. It could just be a little emoji of like a thumbs up or something, just so I know. Or giving it a thumbs up. That also helps. Thank you so much for being here. I am sending you so much love, so much light, and until I see you in the next one, bye-bye, my dear friends. Hello, my dear friends from pile 3. Let's see what interesting things are happening with this week. So we're shifting. Okay, you're dancing your worries. All right, so we need to shift our way of thinking, shift our way of from worries into something else. So we need to dance your worries. Maybe dancing will be helpful. Like basically for me, it's motion that's going to guide you through this week. Let's see what other stuff. Okay, alignment. And how do we get alignment? By shifting our thoughts. Because right now, maybe you are feeling like you are not aligned. You are kind of all over the place. Look, we have believe and we have to adapt. Okay, and that's also shifting. So we have the believing is important aspect here. Let's see. Okay. That's actually, I'm sorry, it's so weird, but I feel like in order to align, we also have to adapt. Maybe sometimes this is like, we started off here, we wanted it to be a straight tower, but somehow we got out of whack. So you need to adapt and shift, right? Maybe shift our thoughts, shift our way of thinking about something, but still continue to believe in that, whatever it is that you want. Do you feel like what I'm seeing here is that you can have what you want. That rainbow is there, but you might need to readjust and adapt. Let's look at that. The Magician. Look at that. Manifestations all the way. Okay, Five of Swords. Yeah, that's where it is in the Sun. Look at this. Look at this, my friends. I actually like this. The Magician is able to adapt. The Magician is this manifestation. So I'm seeing here as a manifestation, you need to start adapting something. Like if things are not aligned, then you need to shift. Yeah, like look at that, we need to shift that. We need to maybe dance your worries away here. I do like that the Sun is there to guide us here, so it's very two major arcanas. Now the Five of Swords here is there's different interpretations of it. So the Five of Swords could be a hollow victory. That's how I like to do it. I like to think about it as ego guiding us, right? Instead of, I guess, the Sun, or instead of like something, our higher being, it's like the ego of wanting to always win, regardless of the cost, right? Maybe like, you know, like just wanting to be right, and I know, and that really is kind of the ego here talking. So whenever you're feeling that you're coming from a place of ego, and you'll feel it because it's like you'll feel really bothered by something, right? And it may not even make sense why you're being bothered by it, or maybe you're being like, oh, I have to beat this person or this person. Like there's a sense of going away from your actual self, because I feel like your energy is quite high. This Magician energy is manifestation, and the Sun is like very high too. So I feel like if that's the case, then trying to see it like, am I aligning with what I want? Is it aligning with my desire, which is the desire of, I feel like, lighting the world with your Sun, with this beautiful light. Are you aligned? And that's the Five of Swords energy. So Five of Swords energy, I don't think is aligned with any of these other cards. It's not aligned with the Magician, and it's not aligned with the Sun. And I feel that that's important for you. I also see a great momentum, like moving from because you went from the Magician all the way to the Sun, so there's great shift here. What is needed to see is like, where are we letting our ego get in the way, and it's not aligned, because it's like it's a misalignment here. with this. I hope that makes sense. I actually really like this. Let's see what other stuff is coming. So yeah, look, pillar of light. Yes, you are the sun, right, my friend? Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Okay, you look at that. You don't even need me, my friends. You are your own oracle, and you are, and that's important because I want you to see that you are your own oracle in terms of like, you know, when that ego is being presented with that Five of Swords energy. You know that you feel like there's this you're not congruent. You feel that there's discord within yourself. When you feel that way, you're like, it doesn't feel pleasant, because you're not being aligned with who you are, because you are this light, you are the sun. And you are this energy of manifestation. So if whenever you feel that, then you know you need to shift that energy, my friends. You need to dance it away. You need to face that energy and feel like, and then move out of it, because it's not helping you, my friends. It's not helping you. Let's see what your charm chips is saying. I actually really like this group 3, because it's sort of like you very direct. The energy was, it was very clear. Oh, for group 1, it was a little bit more convoluted, I guess, or maybe I made it that way. I don't know, but it felt like there was a lot. This is very direct, very straightforward energy. It's basically saying you are manifesting the things that you want. You need to adapt, though. You need to adapt because things are shifting. You need to change it around. But what I'm seeing here is that Five of Swords energy is like, wherever you feel that ego rising, where it's guiding you, instead look at it and follow your light, because that's where you really are. You're a pillar of light. You know, your vibration is rising, and that's where you want it to stay. I feel like that's what I'm seeing here. Yeah, look at this. We have friendships that are loyal, doggy, or maybe you're getting a dog, but I feel like there's a like happiness, friendships coming through here. We do have like that's like, this for me is like vibes and energy. What kind of vibes are you putting out? Not what other people are putting out. I mean, like, yes, I understand that people affect us, but sometimes we focus too much on others and haven't noticed that ourselves. I'm calling you out a little bit there. Ourselves, I'm calling myself out, is our own vibration is off, and you can feel it. You can feel when your own vibration is off. It's especially, I'm talking to here because I feel like you're in the higher energy often. You're in the higher, like a more beautiful, like, well, the whole energy is good, but you're in a higher state usually. And then sometimes when your ego gets in there and you just go down and you're like, this is not as like, the sunshine isn't as bright or something. So you have to keep in, not so much, I always say, like, not so much focus on others' vibration, but our own. How are we reacting to the situation, right? How are we letting the ego kind of get in the way? And it's okay if that happens. If you do have a Five of Swords energy, it's what we, like, move forward from afterwards, though. All right, let's see what other stuff. 94. Spending time in nature. Yes, ground yourself. I also feel like choosing which path. For me, that's another thing. Like, which path are we going to choose? Are we going to choose the Five of Swords, or are we going to go with that sun energy? Are we going to go with the Five of Swords, or are we going to go to the Magician? And the Five of Swords also feels like almost a little bit not believing in your own ability to, like, manifest, like, to create the world that you want. So it's almost like you have to compete, because you're like, oh, but in true, the Magician knows that there's abundance for everybody, that there's abundance. You don't have to compete. Okay, and then, yeah, take a closer look. And for me, that taking a closer look is of your own energy. Like, really is, this focus is like, you have this normally high energy. The sun, the Magician, you're all manifesting, you're working your magic. You're in, like, I really do feel like there's a state of flow, and then you're gonna see something, or somebody is gonna possibly trigger something in you, which is gonna be like, kind of like your ego is going to act up, right? It's gonna say, hey, and it's gonna try to kick you out of this energy. Learning from it, if it happens, it happens. It's okay. But what I'm saying here is that it's just like a reminder of, if you're ever out of alignment, you'll feel it. And I feel like that's important to know where you are, right? Sometimes we need to get out of our own, to diverge a little bit from our path, to see, hey, wait, we're off our path. This isn't how I want it to be. So choosing your own alignment. I hope that makes sense. I hope you liked this reading. If you did, please let me know. Please do consider commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing. Oh yes. I'm aiming for 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So let's make it happen. Yay! And let's make your dreams happen too. But I already feel like you are doing it. Like you believe you're moving forward. So good things are happening for you, my dear friends from Pile 3. So I'm sending you so much love, so much light until I see you in the next one. Bye-bye, my dear friends.